The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. If you've ever looked at your bank account and thought, how does this keep happening? Or wondered why two people with the same income end up in totally different financial worlds, then grab your headphones and settle in. Because today we're breaking down one of the most important, most viral, and honestly most eye-opening books about money ever written. The Psychology of Money, Timeless Lessons on Wealth, Greed, and Happiness by the brilliant Morgan Housel. This book is everywhere. CEOs recommend it, book clubs dissect it, and people who swear they don't like finance books end up underlining half the pages. And there's a reason for that. It doesn't teach you how money works. It teaches you how you work. Money isn't logical. Money isn't rational. Money is emotional, sometimes embarrassingly emotional. Think about it. Your biggest financial decisions probably didn't happen with a calculator in your hand. They came from fear, excitement, comparison, pressure, hope, panic, confidence, insecurity, the whole psychological cocktail. Yet nobody teaches us that side of money. School teaches algebra. Banks teach interest rates. Financial advisors teach portfolio allocation. But nobody teaches why you impulse buy things you don't need, why you compare your life to people online, why saving feels boring but spending feels amazing, why money arguments happen in relationships, why we fear losses more than we appreciate gains. And that's the gap this book fills. Morgan Housel doesn't lecture you about budgets. He doesn't tell you to stop buying coffee. Instead, he says, doing well with money isn't necessarily about what you know. It's about how you behave. That line alone completely reframes what financial wisdom actually means. The Psychology of Money is a collection of 20 short, sharp essays. You can read any chapter as a standalone idea, but when you put them together, they form a clear picture. Financial success is the result of good behavior over long periods of time, not extraordinary intelligence. The book explores concepts like why our personal history shapes our financial beliefs, why we're terrible at understanding risk, why freedom is the ultimate form of wealth, why compounding is the closest thing humans have to magic, why no one is crazy, we're all products of our experiences, and why the most important financial skill is simply staying in the game. There's no villain, no hero, no stock tips, no preachy tone, just timeless human truths. No one is crazy, we're just working with different histories. This is the opening idea of the book, and it's genius. Two people can look at the same investment decision and one says, this is smart, while the other says, this is insane. The difference, not intelligence, not education, not morality, experience. If you saw your parents lose everything in a recession, you might fear risk forever. If you grew up in a booming market, you might think investing is always easy. Morgan Housel sums it up beautifully. Your personal experiences with money make up maybe 0.000000001% of what's happened in world history, but maybe 80% of how you think the world works. That line hits like a truck. The most powerful financial force is compounding, but it's boring. We all know compounding in theory, but emotionally, we don't feel it. Housel uses Warren Buffett as the perfect example. People talk about Buffett's genius, his strategies, but the real secret? He started investing at age 10 and never stopped. Housel reveals a crazy fact. Buffett made the vast majority of his wealth after age 60. It wasn't genius. It was patience. He writes, good investing isn't necessarily about making good decisions. It's about consistently not screwing up. That's not glamorous, but it's true. Wealth is what you don't see. This is one of the most eye-opening sections of the book. Housel argues that people misunderstand wealth because they only see what people spend, not what they save. The fancy car? That's not wealth. The big house? Not wealth. Designer clothes? Not wealth. Those are consumption. Real wealth is invisible. It's the money you didn't spend. It's the options, flexibility, and freedom you silently accumulated. Housel says, wealth is financial assets that haven't yet been converted into the stuff you see. This alone can change your entire relationship with status, comparison, and lifestyle inflation. Luck and risk matter more than we admit. One of the most refreshing things about Housel is his humility. He says, "And not all success is earned, and not all failure is deserved. Outcomes are influenced by things outside our control. This matters because we often judge others or ourselves too harshly. Yes, hard work matters. Yes, discipline matters. But timing also matters. Markets shift. Industries collapse. Trends change. Life happens. Acknowledging this doesn't remove responsibility, it creates humility. Freedom is the ultimate currency. Forget yachts. Forget mansions. Forget the Instagram highlight reel. Housel argues that the most valuable form of wealth is autonomy. The ability to say, "I don't want to work today. I choose how I spend my time. I can walk away from things that don't feel right." He writes, "Controlling your time is the highest dividend money pays. Once you hear that, you can't unhear it." Why this book is more relevant than ever. Let's be honest. Today's world is chaotic. Social media makes everyone look rich. Markets swing violently. People feel behind no matter how much they earn. And financial advice online is either overwhelming or oversimplified. This book cuts through all that noise. It grounds you, calms you. It reframes wealth in a human way. In a time when people feel anxious about money, this book feels like a deep breath. The book's strongest points: 1. The writing style. Housel writes like someone sitting across from you at a coffee shop. Clear, relatable, zero jargon. 2. The short essays. Each chapter is tight and memorable. You don't feel lost or overloaded. 3. The storytelling. He uses real examples from Warren Buffett to lottery winners, and they're unforgettable. 4. The emotional honesty. He doesn't pretend money is simple. He acknowledges feelings, fear, ego, insecurity. 5. It actually changes behavior. This isn't just interesting, it's transformative. Closing thought. Your relationship with money is really your relationship with yourself. If there's one message you carry with you after this podcast, let it be this: the goal is not to get rich quickly. It's to build a life where money supports your happiness, not controls it. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to predict the future. You just need to understand your behavior and build habits that keep you in the game long enough for compounding to work its magic. If you haven't read The Psychology of Money, you're missing out on one of the most clarifying, empowering, and genuinely enjoyable books ever written about wealth. This book pays for itself, literally. Hit the Amazon link in the description, grab your copy, and start transforming the way you think about money today. Thanks for spending time with me, and I'll see you in the next episode.